My name is Daniel Carter, former logistics officer, survivor of a wrecked human transport ship that strayed too close to Dominion space. By all rights, I should have been dead or enslaved. Instead, I had helped them. When my ship crashed on a barren moon near Zalthari's territory, it was my engineering background that allowed me to stabilize a damaged Zaltharian patrol craft also stranded there. I fixed their power routing using scrap parts and human improvisation, methods their own technicians had dismissed as inelegant. It worked. They took notice. That was how I ended up here, kneeling before a queen who ruled billions. The charges against me were being read aloud. Not crimes, exactly anomalies. Unauthorized modification of Dominion technology. Unpredictable human problem-solving. Potential destabilization of standard doctrine. Every accusation sounded more like a warning than a crime. The hall buzzed with murmurs. Then the queen raised her hand. Silence fell instantly. Her voice carried effortlessly through the chamber. "Human Daniel Carter," she said. "Stand." My legs felt weak, but I stood. "You aided my people without obligation," she continued. "You altered our technology without permission, yet saved the lives of my warriors." I swallowed. "I just did what I could." Her eyes narrowed slightly. Not anger. Interest. "You are not afraid," she observed. "I am," I replied honestly. "I just don't let it stop me." That earned a ripple of reaction from the court. Then she leaned forward and gave the order. The order. From this moment forward, Queen Ishara declared, "You will remain at my side." The hall erupted. Voices overlapped in shock and outrage. Generals stepped forward. Advisors hissed warnings. A human. At the Queen's side? I felt the blood drain from my face. "My queen," one general protested, "this is highly irregular." She raised one finger. The sound died instantly. "This is my order," she said calmly. "The human will serve as my strategic liaison." I stared at her, stunned. Your Majesty, I don't understand." "You will," she said. "In time." That was it. No discussion. No appeal. One order. And my life as I knew it ended. Middle. Learning the weight of the order. The days that followed were a blur of adjustment and quiet tension. I was given quarters within the inner palace, an honor that unsettled everyone, including me. Wherever I went, eyes followed. Some curious. Some hostile. The court whispered. Why had the queen chosen a human? The answer revealed itself slowly. I attended strategy councils where war was discussed as probability, not emotion. I listened as admirals planned campaigns based on rigid doctrine, unwilling to adapt once a plan was set. And every time something unexpected occurred, an anomaly, a variable, they faltered. Humans wouldn't have. Queen Ishara noticed. She began asking me questions. Not commands, questions. What would you do if your enemy behaves irrationally? How would you supply a fleet cut off from its primary route? Why do humans rely on redundancy instead of perfection? I answered honestly. Because things go wrong. Because people are unpredictable. Because perfection shatters when reality changes. She listened. Slowly, she began implementing my suggestions, not as replacements, but as additions. Flexible response units. Decentralized command. Contingency plans layered upon contingency plans. The Dominion began winning battles they previously would have stalemated. And resentment toward me grew. The threat. Not everyone approved of the Queen's choice. One night, as I crossed a quiet corridor, I was surrounded. Dominion elites. Silent. Armed. "You are an anomaly," one of them said coldly. "And anomalies destabilize order." I didn't reach for a weapon. I'm not your enemy, I said. No, another replied. But you make our queen change. Before they could act, the corridor lights flared. Queen Ishara stood at the far end, her presence radiating authority. Step away from my human, she commanded. They obeyed instantly. After they were gone, she turned to me. Do you regret my order? She asked. I thought carefully. It scares me, but no. She nodded once. Good. Because the galaxy is changing, and I require someone who understands chaos. The crisis. The real test came months later. An external coalition launched a surprise offensive against the Dominion, using tactics no one had predicted. Feints, false retreats, deliberate inefficiencies. The council panicked. I didn't. They're baiting you, I said. They want you to commit fully, so they can fracture your response. Queen Ishara trusted me. She gave another order, this time to her fleets. Follow the human strategy. The plan was risky, messy, human. It worked. The coalition fractured under its own complexity. The war ended before it truly began. That day, the court no longer looked at me with suspicion. They looked with respect. Ending, a life forever changed. On the anniversary of that first order, the queen summoned me privately. You were never meant to stay only as an advisor, she said. I frowned. Then why did you choose me? She rose from her throne and stepped closer. Because the Dominion has mastered control, she said. But humanity has mastered survival. She placed a small insignia in my hand. From this day forward, she said, you are no longer merely human within my court. You are a bridge. I realized then what her order had truly meant. Not servitude, not captivity, purpose. I had been a nobody drifting through space. One order from an alien queen had turned me into something more, a link between civilizations, a voice where none had existed. As I looked out over the stars of Zalthares, I understood something important. The queen had not changed my life by commanding me to kneel. She had changed it by trusting me to stand. And the galaxy would never be the same because of it.